Hi yogis, welcome back to Yoga with E. I'm super excited today because it's our first inversion class for Yoga with E. So it's gonna be really fun. I'm really excited. Today is an all levels Hatha Vinyasa based class, which means we will be moving, we'll be flowing. You'll have that option to take vinyasas. We'll also be holding postures as well, which creates that heat, build that strength up. Being that it is all levels, we are flowing, we're moving. So if the pace isn't right for you, pause, take a break, slow it down, and then come back and join us when you're ready, okay? Don't wait for me to ask for that break. Take it if you need it. It's also an inversion class, which means you're going upside down, you're inverting, right? So don't let that freak you out. If an inversion is not in your practice yet, that's okay. You can still join us, and I am going to be breaking it down at the end to make this pose accessible to you. Okay, so don't stress. It's going to be a lot of fun. I am keeping some blocks nearby. If you need blocks or even a blanket for a little extra cushion and support, you're more than welcome to grab them. So you guys know the drill. Roll out your mats, grab your props, and I'll see you on your mat. Let's have some fun. So let's start in a comfortable seated position. You can sit crisscross if you'd like. Put a blanket under the tushy if you need a little more cushion there. You can even come onto your backs and start that way if that feels more comfortable for you. Just taking a couple moments here, settle in. If you're sitting crisscross, sitting up nice and tall, maybe you start to close the eyes. Reaching those shoulders up and back away from the ears. If you're lying down, just completely surrender into the mat. Breathing in and out through the nose. Just taking a few moments here, checking in with the breath. Scanning the body, see how we're feeling today. I think it's super important to check the body, see where we're maybe feeling some aches and pains. That way we know how to modify for our practice once we start to get moving and flowing. Checking with that breath. Is your heart racing? Are you breathing shallow? Short breaths? Are you taking big, full, deep inhales? Expanding the lungs, the back, the chest, and releasing it all slowly. The breath is the most important thing in yoga. So as long as you're breathing, you're doing the work. You're doing yoga. Anytime throughout your practice, if you feel like you're losing your breath, come on down, take a break, reconnect. And remember that this is your practice. You get to choose how you want it to be. If you realize while you're sitting here that this is where you need to be, this is what you want to do, then do that. Hang out in child's pose, take a shavasana. If you'd like the movement, you want to flow, then go ahead and flow. Anytime throughout your practice, you may take a break. Take as many as you need. Don't wait for me to ask you. Start to deepen your inhales and your exhales. Let's take a nice big inhale through the nose. Fill the belly up, chest rise. Open up the mouth and let it go. And again, big inhale through the nose. Open up the mouth and let it go. And gently just start to flutter the eyes open, adjust back to the light. Hardest part, right? If you chose to lie down, if you'd like to, you may stay there or come on up and join us in a cross-seated position. If you were already cross-legged, go ahead and recross. So bring the other leg out in front. We gotta balance those hips out, right guys? So sitting up nice and tall, hands on top of the knees. We're gonna inhale, pull the heart forward, elbows draw in towards the side. Chin lifts. Exhale, push the floor away. Push the floor away. Push the knees away. Round the back, tuck the chin into the chest. Inhale again, bringing the heart forward. Elbows in. Exhale, push it away. Round the back. Really stretch those shoulders. Let it feel good. Inhale one more time, bringing it through. Lifting that chest. Exhale, round the back. Bring the chin to the chest. Give it a good stretch here, guys. Let it feel good. And then inhale, bring it back up to a neutral spine. Ooh, it feels so good. Bring the hands out to the side. Inhale, sweep it up. Palms together. Exhale, heart center. And again, sweep it on up. Inhale. Palms together. Exhale, heart center. Inhale, sweep it on up. This time, bend your right elbow. Grab a hold with the opposite hand. So if this stretches too much for you, go ahead and bring that arm down a little lower or bring the hand across the chest, the arm across the chest. Whatever feels good for you. Sitting up nice and tall. Try not to let the chin drop, start to round in the back, okay? Lengthen our spine here. Maybe sway from side to side. Close the eyes. Breathing into that stretch. And then inhale, release the hands back to the sky. And switch. Bend your left elbow, grab a hold with the opposite hand. Options again, bring it down lower if it's too much or across the chest. Sitting up nice and tall. Swing from side to side if you'd like to. I have a hard time sitting still. I like to move. Inhale, both arms to the sky, palms together. Exhale, heart center. Release the hands to the knees. So we are coming on to our backs. So bring the knees up. I'm swinging around so you can see me. Hug the knees in and just slowly start to rock onto your backs, hugging the knees into the chest. Don't worry for those who want to move and get flowing. We are going to in just a moment. Kind of like Sour Patch Kids. We're going to get sweet before we get sour, right? So maybe rock from side to side. Massage out the low back. Let that feel so good. Making small circles here. If it feels good for the back. Here we go. Hug the right knee in. Extend your left leg all the way out in front of you to the floor. Nice. Really hugging that knee in. Couple breaths. Draw the belly in. Toes are super active here. And then if you like, maybe lift the head and shoulders up off the mat, gazing up. Okay. And then if you'd like to, maybe lift that left foot up, hover it off the floor. If this is too much for you, interlace the fingers behind the head. Okay. If you like a little bit more, maybe reach the arms out by your side. Woo! Turning on the core. There should be no strain in the neck, so gazing forward, gazing up. And then inhale, release back down. Exhale, hug it in. Squeeze that left knee in, right leg extends all the way out in front of you to the floor. Give that left knee a nice little hug. And then maybe peel your head and shoulders up off the mat. Maybe lift that right foot up. Toes are still really active. Maybe hands come by your side or maybe interlace behind the head. Draw the belly in. You got it. And then gently release all the way to the floor. Hug both knees into the chest. Oh yeah. Rocking it out. Let that feel yummy. Reconnect with the breath. You'll hear me saying that a lot because it's super, super important. Coming back to the breath. So cross the ankles, hands underneath the knees. And we're going to start rocking up. Maybe you take a couple here, rocking on the spine just a little bit. We are making our way all the way up to the tops of our mats, standing up. So however you need to get there, get there. Maybe you rock up, roll to your side. So tops of our mats, feet together or hip distance if you like a little bit more space there, okay? Your choice. Rooting down all four corners of the feet into the mat. Quads are really active, so feel the quads engage and kneecaps lift up. Draw the belly button in, lengthening the tailbone down. Shoulders down away from the ears and palms are out and active. So this is mountain pose, Tadasana. A lot going on just for standing, right? Feel all of that working together. Legs are squeezing, glutes are squeezing, draw the belly in. Take a couple moments, maybe close the eyes, feeling the weight in the feet, rocking back and forth, side to side. So here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, bend your knees, flat back. We're hinging from the hips. If your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees. Forward fold. Inhale, roll the fingertips, lift your heart. Halfway lift. Fingers touching mat, shins or thighs. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, flat back, sweep it all the way up. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, palms together. Exhale, heart center. Big inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. So this is a vinyasa-based class, so we will be moving, we will be flowing, like I said in the beginning. I will be giving those options, modifications, variations for you. You can vinyasa here. You can up dog with the knees up or down, or you can even just come back to a downward facing dog. So I will be giving those options for you along the way and do what's best for you. So here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, flat back. Inhale, roll the fingertips, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands down. We're going to step it back to that first downward facing dog. Okay, so checking in with our foundation, arms are shoulder distance apart. Fingers are spread comfortably wide here. Legs are hip distance apart. So you shouldn't have a huge space between the feet. Hips are in line with heels. If your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees, guys. Bend them as much as you like to here. Head and neck relaxing. Pushing into the hands, shoulders pushing up towards the ears. Draw the belly button up and in. Okay, getting the hips up nice and high. If you'd like to, maybe start to make movement in your down dog. Pedal out the feet. Bending the right knee, straighten the left leg out. And switching. Left knee bends, right leg straightens out. Linking our breath with movement. So switching your pace here. Keep drawing the belly in. Keep lengthening through the arms. Maybe shaking out the hips, whatever feels good to wake up the body. Twisting it out. Why not, right? When you're ready, find stillness in your downward facing dog. Inhale, tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward. And now you may jump or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, roll the fingertips, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, flat back, sweeping it all the way up. Exhale, heart center. Big inhale. Exhale, mountain pose. Nice, guys. So let's do this again. You're ready. Here we go. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, forward fold, flat back. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step it back, downward facing dog. So here we go. Inhale, shoulders coming over the wrist. Wiggle or step those feet back so that the heels are over the toes. Coming into plank pose here. Draw the belly in, squeezing our inner thighs and glutes. Nice, guys. You can always come down to the knees if you need to. Otherwise, lower the hips, lift your heart, pushing the floor away. Upward facing dog. Exhale the hips up and back, downward facing dog. You might need to readjust your feet. Reconnect with that breath. So there was an option for you guys, okay? You can come into that upward facing dog with the knees down or up. Or you could even just come back to a down dog. Don't need to do that. An up dog if you don't like it. Here we go. Inhale to tippy toes. Bend your knees. Look forward. You may walk or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Flat back, sweeping it all the way back up. Exhale, heart center. Humongous inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Nice. So here we go, warming it up. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, flat backs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. You're going to plant the hands down. So you have an option here. You may jump or step back. You can take that vinyasa if it's in your practice. Otherwise, step it straight back to plank pose. You may come to down dog, or if you want the movement, lower the hips. Lift your heart, upward facing dog. Exhale the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Nice, guys. Reconnect. Warming up the body with those sun salutes. Maybe pedaling out the feet. Slowing that breath down. You've got it. So I do encourage you, if you have any kind of knee crankiness going on or you want a little cushion, grab a blanket now or whatever kind of padding you'd like to use and place it down at the center, maybe a little bit behind on your mat where your knees might go. Okay, the next round we are coming to our knees. So if you would like that cushion, you are full warned. Inhale, come on to tippy toes. Bend your knees, look forward. You may jump or step to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, flat back, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, heart center. Big inhale. Exhale, mountain pose. Here we go. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Now we're going to step our left foot way back behind us, okay? So this is where you might need your blanket. Drop the back knee down. One breath, one movement. We're not here long though. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Low lunge. Exhale, hands back to the mat. Tuck your back toe and lift your back knee up. Push into the hands, lift that front foot back, plank pose. You may vinyasa, you may come back to down dog or lower the hips. Lift your heart upward facing dog. Squeezing the glutes and inner thighs. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Reconnect with that breath. If you have any low back crankiness going on, ignore my cue. Otherwise, inhale, left leg up to the sky. Bend the back knee, shoulders coming over the wrists. Look forward and place that foot down between the hands. Doesn't make it there, pick it up and drag it there. Drop the back knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, low lunge. Exhale, hands back down. Tuck your back toe and lift your back knee up. Push off the back foot, bring it up to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, flat back, sweep it all the way up. Exhale, heart center. Humongous inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more round of those, guys. We got it. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, forward fold, flat back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. Again, stepping that right foot way back behind us. So drop the back knee down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Low lunge. Exhale, the hands back down. Tuck your back toe and lift the back knee up. Push the floor away, lift that foot up and back, plank pose. You may vinyasa, you may down dog, or lower the hips, lift your hearts. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Woo! You got it, guys. Here we go. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, look forward, place that foot down between the hands. Pick it up, drag it. Dropping that back knee down. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, low lunge. Exhale, hands back down. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee up. And bring that back foot up to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, flat back, sweep it all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, heart center. Big inhale. Exhale, mountain pose. Oh yeah, we warm enough yet? Yes, me too. Here we go, inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You may jump or step back. Take a vinyasa if you choose to. Maybe just step it back to down dog. Or if you'd like that little movement, shoulders over the wrists. Lower the hips, lift your heart. Upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Reconnect with that breath. Slowing it down. So let's come onto our knees. Take the knees wide, big toes touch. Send your hips back over the heels. Arms extend out in front of you, forehead down, child's pose. So know that this is your resting pose. You may come here anytime throughout your practice. If you're losing that breath, need to reconnect, maybe you're just super, super tired. Stay here for as long as you need to. Take as many child's poses as you need. Slow that down. Check in with the body. See how you're feeling. Now again, you may stay here. When you're ready to join us, come all the way back up. Hands and knees, walk the knees back in. Nice, guys. Walk the hands up a few inches, making sure they're still shoulder distance, fingers are still spread wide. Tuck the toes and lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Yes, our favorite pose. So again, you guys, if you have any low back crankiness, ignore that cue to lift a leg up. Otherwise, right leg up to the sky. Bend your knee, shoulders coming over the wrists, knee into the chest and place the foot down between the hands. Pick it up, drag it if you can't get it there. Inhale to fingertips, lift your hearts. Exhale, we're going to shift the way back, straighten the front leg out. So front heel down, toes are up towards your face. Don't walk the knee out, keep the quad engaged. If you need blocks here, this is where your blocks will come in handy. Give a little extra lift, okay? So let's flow here. Inhale, bend into the front knee, sink your hips, lift your hearts. Exhale, shift the weight back, straighten that front leg out. Ah, yeah. Inhale, knee over the ankle, lift your hearts. Exhale, shift it back. Woo! You got it. Inhale, knee over the ankle. Come up to fingertips, lift your hearts. And then drop that back heel down. So check in, heel to heel alignment, knee on top of that ankle. Cartwheel it up and over, warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Oh yeah, we're here. So check in again with that foundation. Make sure you're rooting down all four corners into the feet. Front leg is really active, knee on top of the ankle or just slightly behind if it's a little grouchy, okay? Back leg is really active. It's on fire. Draw the belly in. Arms can come out to a T or heart center if they're really grouchy. Looking down those front fingertips. Breathe. Now let's flip both palms up to the sky. Reaching it all the way up, palms together. Bend your elbows and drop the hands back behind you. So we don't want the elbows coming out too wide or squeezing in too tight, okay? Find that perfect little spot. And then inhale, straighten the front leg out as you reach the arms up to the sky. Being mindful as you move here. Inhale, bend the knee, bend the elbows. Straighten the leg, arms up. Exhale, bend. Inhale, just the arms up to the sky. Open up the arms, back to warrior two. Flip the front palm up, reverse the warrior. Right arm up and over, slide the left hand down the back leg. Draw the belly in nice and tight. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands back down to the mat, turning your back toes forward. Plant the left hand under the left shoulder. Right arm up for a twist. Back leg is active, front knee stays in. Inhale. Exhale, bring that hand back to the floor. Push the mat away. lift that foot up, take it back, plank pose. You may vinyasa, you may up dog, or maybe just meet me back in a downward facing dog. Whatever your body needs here. Maybe you need a child's pose. Maybe you need a water break. Whatever feels best for you. Meet me back in a downward facing dog when you are ready. Here we go. Inhale, left leg to the sky. Bend the back knee. Shoulders over the wrists. Look forward and place that foot down between the hands. Beautiful. Inhale to fingertips. Lift your hearts. Exhale, shift the weight back. Straighten that front leg out. So the front heel down, toes are up towards your face. Again, if you need blocks for support, a little extra lift, grab them. Inhale, knee right over that ankle. Lift your hearts. Exhale, shift it back, straighten that front leg out. Oh yeah. One more round here. Bend into the front knee. Lift your heart, sink your hips. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, knee over the ankle. Come up onto fingertips, lift your hearts. And then drop that back heel down. Again, heel to heel alignment, knee on top of the ankle, cartwheel up and over, warrior two. Virabhadrasana 2. Feet are grounding, legs are really active here, making sure knee is pointing where the toes are pointing, so right down that center line. Draw the belly in nice and tight. Flipping both palms up to the sky, reaching it all the way up. Bend your elbows and drop the hands back behind you. Again, we're not squeezing our head too tight or opening up the elbows too wide. So find that perfect little spot. If this is too much for you, bring the hands to heart center anytime. So here we go. Straighten the front leg out as you reach the arms up. Oh, that feels good, right? Exhale, bend the knee, bend your elbows. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. One more round here, big inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Just reach the arms up to the sky and then open it up, warrior two. Flipping the front palm up, reverse the warrior. So left hand up and over, slide the right hand down the back leg. Draw the belly in tight. Viparita. Inhale. Exhale, cartwheel the hands back down to the front of the mat. Turn your back toes forward. So plant the right hand down under the right shoulder, left arm's coming up for a twist. Back leg is super active. Inhale. Exhale, bring that hand back down to the mat. Pushing the floor away, lift that front foot up, and step it back to downward facing dog. Checking in with the breath. Slowing everything down. If you, again, would like some extra movement here, take that vinyasa. Maybe take that up dog. Meeting me back in the down dog when you're ready. So coming back to that downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, right leg up to the sky. Bend your back knee. Shoulders coming over the wrists. Knee into the chest and hold it. Inhale that leg back out to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest. Hold it. Inhale, bring that leg back up to the sky. Last one, exhale, hold it. Look between the thumbs. Keep pushing, and then place that foot right between the hands. Woo! Pick it up or drag it if you need to. Inhale, roll up to fingertips, lift your heart. And then exhale, start to walk your hands and feet over to the left side of your mat. So that long edge, toes are pointing forward. Inhale to fingertips. Okay, and then all we're doing is crossing the right arm over the left arm, like you're making an X. Okay, and then exhale, forward fold, release the head and neck, and grab a hold of the legs, wherever the hands reach. So maybe the thighs, maybe the outside of the knees, or if you can, maybe down to the shins. Okay, if you have the outside of the knees, make sure that you're resisting back, so you're not just pulling the knees in. You want to protect the knees. If this is too much, grab a hold of the shoulders. Give yourself a little hug. This should feel good in the upper back. Stretching the shoulders. Especially those who are maybe sitting on the couch a little bit more these days. keeping the hamstrings engaged. And then inhale, gently release your arms, rolling back up to fingertips, flat back. And switch. So cross your left arm over your right arm, or whatever arm you didn't cross the last time, cross that one. Exhale, fold, and then again, grabbing a hold of the legs. You might find that this side is a little more tight. Maybe it's a lot more open. We all have that funky side, right? The one we favor. Breathing into the upper back. Active hamstrings. Active quads. And then gently release the arms, rolling back up to fingertips, flat back. And then walking your hands and feet back over to the front of the mat, turning your toes forward. So checking in with our alignment here, making sure that we're not walking a tightrope. We want the heels and hips to be in line. So your feet should not be in line with each other. You need to maybe heel toe that front foot out just a couple inches to the right, just to widen that base a little bit. Wiggle the back foot back so the heels stacked over the toesies. Inhale, fingertips, lift your heart. Draw the belly in nice and strong. Flip your palms forward. We're coming up. High lunge, Anjaneyasana A. Whee! Settle in here, making sure you're rooting down to that front foot, especially into that big toe. Back leg is really active. If you've got some low back crankiness going on, bend your back knee, okay? Draw the belly in nice and strong here. You got it. And then reach the arms out in front of you. You do have the option to bring the hands to heart center anytime. So reaching the arms out, cross your right arm over your left arm, like an X again. Bend your elbows and bring the backs of the hands to touch. So we're coming into eagle arms. If this is enough, stay here. That's too much, grab the shoulders, hug yourself again. You want the full wrap, wrapping it all the way around, inner hands touch. Elbows up in line with shoulders and pulling our hands away from the face. Breathe. Find that drishti point, which is something in front of you to focus on. Help your balance. You got it. If you want a little extra, inhale. Exhale, start to bend the back knee and hover. Lower it down. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Woohoo! Exhale, lower. Inhale, back up. Open up the arms. Whoo, shake it out. And then exhale, bring it all the way back down to the mat. If you heel toed your foot out to the right a little bit, bring it back to the center of the mat. Shift the weight back and straighten your front leg out. Oh yeah. Front heel down, toes are up to your face. Let it feel good. Inhale, bending into that front knee. Plant the hands down. Push the floor away. Lift that foot up. Take it back to downward facing dog. Maybe shaking out the hips. Again, if you want that extra movement, take a vinyasa. If you want an up dog, take an up dog. You need a child's pose, take a child's pose. You see how that works? Your practice. Nice, guys. You got it. Switching sides for you. Here we go. Inhale. Left leg to the sky. Bend your back knee. Shoulders coming over the wrist. Knee to chest. Hold it. Full breath. Inhale that leg back to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest. You got it. Inhale one more time to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest. Hold it. Push, push, push. Look between the hands and place that foot down. Whee! Inhale. Roll up to fingertips. Lift your heart. Exhale, walk your hands and feet back to the right side of your mat. So that long edge again, toes are pointing forward. Inhale, lift your heart. And then walk your hands way out in front of you, so really far. You're going to take your left arm out and thread it underneath the right. Grabbing a hold of the leg. So we're coming into a little twist here. Kind of using that hand to pull your upper body underneath the armpit, kind of twisting here. That should feel good. There should be no pain. Breathing into the upper back. Gently releasing the twist, coming all the way back up to the fingertips. And then switching, taking the left arm out, thread it underneath the right. and switching. So taking the right arm out, threading it underneath the left, or whatever side you didn't do the last, do it that way. No right or wrong here. Just making sure you're switching it up. Twisting into the upper back, maybe looking under the armpits. Nice, guys. Here we go. Untwist. Rolling up onto fingertips. Walk the hands back if you still have them out. Flat back. And then walk the hands and feet back to the front of the mat. So turning those toes forward. Again, make sure you're not walking a tightrope here. Back foot, wiggle it back so the heel's stacked over the toes. Okay, front shin is still straight up and down. Inhale, lift your hearts. Draw the belly in strong. Here we go. Coming all the way up, high lunge. Whee! Anjaneyasana A. Checking in, making sure we're rooting down through that front foot. Back leg is really active. Unless you got some creakiness, then bend the knee. Draw the belly in strong, guys. That'll feel good on the low back. Protect it. And then bring the hands back out in front of you. Cross your left arm over your right. Bend your elbows. And bring the backs of the hands to touch. So again, if that doesn't work for you, give yourself a hug. Maybe you wrap it all the way around if you'd like the full bind here. Elbows up in line with shoulders. Hands pulling away. You got it. If you'd like to join me, here we go. Inhale. Exhale, start to bend the knee, lower. Woo, you got it. Inhale, up. Have fun with it, guys. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Strong legs. And lower one more time. Here we go. Inhale, back up. Open up the arms, shake it out. And reaching it back down to the mat. Shift the weight back and straighten that front leg out. Heel down, toes up towards your face. Let that feel good. Shake out the toesies maybe. Put a bend back into the front knee. Plant the hands down. Push the floor away and lift the foot up. Take it back, downward facing dog. Checking in with the breath. Maybe taking that movement if you'd like. Maybe just pedal the feet in down dog. Your choice. Yogi's choice. Wherever you're at. Connect back with the breath. Meeting me back in a down dog. And then we're going to come down to our hands and knees here. Okay? So check in with the alignment. Make sure the shoulders are over the wrists here. And then come on down to the forearm. Shoulder distance apart. Shoulders are going to stack right on top of our elbows here. So options. Your forearms can be parallel, like so to each other, or if you'd like, you can place the palms together. I personally like my palms together, but you have to play with it and see what works for you. So, again, make sure shoulders are over the elbows. So we're pushing strong into the forearms, broadening the upper back. So we're not sinking, we're pushing the floor away. And then draw the belly button in nice and tight. Extend the legs straight back on the balls of the feet. Heels are up, coming into forearm plank. This can be done on the knees as well, you guys. So modify if need be. Squeezing our inner thighs and glutes. Sucking the belly in. One long line here. Don't let the booty come up too high. Pushing into the forearms. Smile. Soften your face. Relax. You're like, that's really hard. I get it. If you'd like to join me, maybe you start to walk the feet up. Pushing into the forearms, coming into dolphin pose. Just brief. And then walking it back. Yes, forearm plank. We got it. One more time. Keep pushing into the forearms. Walking the feet up, keeping the legs as straight as you can. It's okay if they bend. You got it. And then walk it back, forearm plank. Woo! Drop the knees down. Come up onto the hands. Start to walk the hands back. Legs together, belly on the thighs. Release the arms back behind you. Forehead down. Woo, let that feel good. Let those shoulders shake out. Reconnect with the breath. Let's take a nice big inhale through the nose. Open up the mouth and let it go. you need to stay here longer, you're more than welcome to. Otherwise, come all the way back up. Walk those hands back up, shoulder distance apart, check in here. Fingers are spread wide, pushing evenly to the mat. Tuck the toes, lift your hips up and back to our favorite pose, downward facing dog. Making sure the feet are hip distance apart. Pushing into the mat, arms are still lengthening here. Draw the belly button in. You got it. Inhale, come up high into the tippy toes. Bend your knees. Look forward. You may jump or step to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, flat back, sweeping it all the way up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, heart center. Humongous inhale. Exhale, let it go. Nice. So we are about to turn the heat up and balance. So if you struggle with balance, you need a little help today, maybe you're off, come to a wall. Maybe you have a wall in front of you can catch a hold of, great. Or door, whatever you need. Maybe you need your blocks as well. All right, so get handy. If you need to move, go ahead and move. Otherwise, tops of our mat, feet, legs, knees together, okay? Bend your knees, drop your booties, and sweep the arms up. We're coming into chair pose. Draw the bellies in, squeezing the inner thighs together. And then bring your hands out in front of you. Okay? Crossing that right arm over the left arm. Bend your elbows and bring, again, your eagle arms back as the hands can touch. Maybe you're hugging, or maybe you're wrapping it all the way around, okay? If you're right there with the bind, the full bind, grab a belt, grab a strap or something that you can hold on to as well. So here we go. You can stay here. If you'd like to join me, we are turning the heat up. So shift the weight into the right foot and see if you can hover that left foot up. So strong legs here. If you fall out, it's okay. Get back up. Shift the weight forward. Here we go. Extend that left leg back behind you. Woo! So we're in one long line here from head to toe. Draw the belly in. Here we go. Bending the back knee only. Start to round the back and see if you can bring the knee and elbows to touch. Take your time. Inhale. Extend the leg back behind you. Warrior 3, eagle arms. Exhale. Knee to elbow. Woo, you got it. Inhale. Extend that leg back. You got it. Bend the back knee. Start to rise all the way back up. See if you can keep the foot lifted. Knee up to the sky. Bend your standing leg and then cross that left leg over it. Kickstanding that foot to the floor. Woo! I know, I feel the burn too. So, coming into eagle, you can place a block under the foot if you need to. Maybe you want to play with the balance and lift the foot up. Or fall out of it like me. Maybe wrap that foot around. Not today for me. Got to keep it real, guys. Draw the belly in, squeezing the legs together. And then very slowly, unwind the legs, open up the arms. Oh, and shake out that ankle. Give it some love. Give it some sugar, sugar, right? Shake it out, whatever you need to do. So coming back to the tops of the mat, feet, legs together. Bend your knees, sweep the arms up, chair pose. Catch your breath. Squeeze the inner thighs together, and then reach the arms out in front. Place the left arm over the right arm. Get that X. Bend your elbows and find your bind here. So maybe you're hugging, maybe you're wrapping. Sounds like a song, huh? Mm-hmm. Elbows up in line with shoulders. Shift the weight forward into the left foot. Again, you have the option to stay here. Or you can lift that right foot up off the ground. You got it. Here we go. Shifting the weight forward. Extend that leg way back behind you. Woo! Both legs are really active. They're really engaged. Draw the belly in. Slow the breath down. Bending the back knee. Start to round the back and bring the knee in to touch the elbow. You got it. Inhale. Extend the leg back. Keep rooting down through that front big toe, guys. Exhale, round, knee to elbow. Slow, controlled. Extend it one more time. You got it. Bend the back knee. Start to rise all the way up. You got it. Knee lifted to the sky. Bend your standing leg and cross that right leg over. Kickstanding the foot to the floor. So again, if you need maybe a block under the foot, or maybe you want to play with the balance, wrapping it all the way around. You got it. Squeezing the inner thighs. Breathe. Garudasana, eagle pose. And then slowly unwind the legs, open up the arms, and shake that ankle out. It's intense. So back to the tops of the mat. Feet, knees, legs together. Here we go. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, flat backs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. You may jump, you may step back, take a vinyasa if it's in your practice, or just step it back to downward facing dog. Maybe you take an up dog, maybe you need a child's pose. Whatever works for you here. Reconnect with your breath. Slow it down. Maybe you need water, get some water. Nice. Wherever you're at, meet me back in a downward facing dog. And here we go. Inhale, right leg up to the sky. Bend the back knee, look forward. Place that foot down between the hands. Woo! Drop your back knee down. Inhale, roll the fingertips, lift your heart. So if you need blocks here, you're more than welcome to grab blocks for a little extra support. Shift the weight back, straighten the front leg out. Heel down, toes are up. So we're flowing here, okay? Inhale, knee back over the ankle, lift your heart. Exhale, shift it back, straighten the leg out. Inhale, bending the knee, lift your heart. Last round, exhale, shift it back. Hold it here just for a moment, let that feel real good. Don't walk the knee out, keep that quad really active. And then inhale, bend back into the front knee. Okay, plant the hands down, tuck your back toe and lift your back knee up. I like to come up onto my fingertips, okay, for this one. Shifting all my weight forward into that front foot and then lift that back leg up, coming into a standing split. You're like, what are you talking about? So don't worry if your split isn't all the way up to the sky. Mine sure isn't, okay? It's no worries. So worry about that left hip not opening up, okay? Draw the hip bone down. Legs are really active here as you lift, okay? It's okay if yours is here, okay? That's totally fine. You want to play with your balance, maybe wrap that right hand around the leg. Whee! Maybe you do both. Ooh, we got it. Maybe not. If you have the leg wrapped, the arm wrapped, if you have the leg wrapped, unwrap it, lift to the fingertips, bend into the front knee and reach that foot all the way back to the ground. Plant the hands down, push the floor away, lift that foot up, take it to the sky if you guys want to shake it out, give it some love. Maybe kick the heel towards the butt. Bringing that foot back down to downward facing dog. If you want movement, take it now. Take that vinyasa. Take that up dog. Meeting me back in a down dog when you are ready. Inhale, left leg up to the sky. Bend the back knee, shoulders over the wrists. Place that foot down between the hands. Dropping the back knee down. Nice. Again, inhale, roll the fingertips, lift your hearts. Exhale, shift it back, straighten the front leg out. Heel down, toes are up towards your face. Let's move. Inhale, knee over the ankle, lift your heart. Exhale, shift it back. Inhale, knee over the ankle, lift your heart. Exhale, shift it back. Hold it here. Just for a moment, let that feel good. Bending back into the front knee, plant the hands down, tuck your back toe and lift your back knee up. Maybe come up onto the fingertips, okay? Shifting all the way forward into the front foot as you lift the back leg up to that standing split again, right? So watch the right hip, that it's not just opening up to the sky. Dropping the right hip down, and it's really active. Both legs are super active here. Draw the belly in, relax that head and neck down. So think strong legs as you stretch. So strengthen as you lift. Maybe play with the balance, wrap that left hand around the leg. You got it. Maybe you do both. Whee! Oh, I did that one a little bit. If you have the leg, unwrap it, roll up to fingertips, bend your front knee, and release that leg all the way back down to the ground. Plant the hands down, pushing your floor away, and lift that leg up. Maybe shake it out to the sky. Give it some love. Maybe kick the heel to the butt, open up to the left. Reaching that leg back down, downward dog. If you want movement, take it, guys. You know the drill. Take an up dog, child's pose. Whatever you need here. And then we're going to come down onto our hands and knees anyway. Coming into a little kneeling position just for a moment and just shaking the wrists out. Give them some love. That was a lot. Whew. And then coming forward back to hands and knees. Arms are shoulder distance apart, shoulders right on top of the wrists. Coming back down onto the forearms. So again, checking and making sure that the shoulders are directly over the elbow. Arms can, again, be parallel to each other if you like this, or bring the palms together. Yogi's choice. I do encourage you maybe to watch me just for this first one so you kind of see where we're going, and then we'll do it all together. So what we're going to do, pushing into the forearms, again, broadening the upper back. We're going to tuck the toes and lift the hips up. So we're coming into dolphin pose, Shishilasana. This can be done on the knees as well. So know that you have that option, okay? So coming into dolphin, walking the feet in, getting the hips up nice and high. If you start to sink here, maybe you need to come down onto the knees. But thinking about pushing the floor away here. Don't let the shoulders sink. And then what we're going to do, we're going to come high into the tippy toes. Gaze forward. See if you can roll the shoulders forward and hover over your hands or your wrists. And then coming back. Try not to let the shoulders sink when you come forward. We want to keep pushing the floor away. Okay, so here we go together. Check in, shoulders over the elbows. Push into the forearms, tuck your toes, lift your hips up nice and high. It's okay if your knees are bent too. So here we go. Roll up onto the tippy toes, shoulders coming forward, hover the chin, and then bring it back. You got it. Roll to the tippy toes, hover, and then bring it back. Woo! 2 more. Roll up and hover, bring it back. 1 more, and you guys, you got it. Roll the tippy toes, hover, keep pushing into the forearms, bring it back, drop to the knees, release the arms back behind you, child's pose. Woo! Maybe wiggle them out, shake it out. That one is intense, and it's a great shoulder strengthener for you. Couple breaths here. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go. Nice, guys. So coming all the way back up to hands and knees. Dropping back onto the forearms, shoulder distance apart. So we are going to go again. You're like, no, I don't want to. And that's okay. You don't have to. If you need a break, take a break and maybe just watch. So I am going to be turning the heat up a little bit more here. You have that option to join me. You have the option to just repeat what we did. Or you don't even have to bring the shoulders forward. Maybe just hold your dolphin instead. That's totally fine as well. So here we go. Shoulders on top of the elbows, hands parallel or together. Push into the forearms, broaden the back, tuck your toes, lift your hips. This can be done on the shoulders or on the knees as well. So here we go. How I'm turning the heat up. I'm going to inhale, right leg to the sky. Yes. Come up high onto the tippy toes, rolling forward and hover. And then bring it back. 1 more. Roll onto the tippy toes, Hover, keep pushing into the forearms and back. Release the right leg down. Inhale, left leg up. Roll up onto the tippy toes. Hover and back. Woo! Come onto the tippy toes, hover and back. Release that leg down. Drop to the knees. Again, relax the shoulders back, hands back behind you. Woo, shake it out. This is a great drill for forearm stand, Pincha Mayurasana. Building the tools that we need to get upside down. And when you're ready, come on back up to hands and knees. Coming into a kneeling position. So, forearm stand or Pincha Mayurasana, it's an inversion. And just the thought of being upside down, it can be scary. Some of us aren't all ready to invert. And that's okay. Everybody's practice is different. It's unique. So I think it's really important to have options, which I'll be giving you, to break the pose down a little bit more, and so you find out where you're at on your journey. I'm going to be coming to the wall. I'm going to be moving everything over. So if you would like to join me, move your mat to a wall or maybe a door, something sturdy, go ahead and do that. I will see you in a second and we'll have some fun. Okay guys, so option number 1 is really great for those who maybe want to keep their feet on the ground and just work on building strength in the shoulders. So all it is just coming back into that dolphin pose. So those dolphin drills we were doing, right? Shoulders right on top of the elbows. Tuck the toes and lift our hips up. So just being here. You can even come to the ground if you need to. All right, bring those knees down. So just working on pressing the floor away. Maybe sinking and then pressing, kind of feeling what you need in the shoulders to get into that forearm stand. You can even practice lifting one leg up and then the other leg as you press into the forearm. So that's a great little drill to start with, okay? Second option is coming to the wall. The wall is our friend. And what the wall is going to do, this is really great for those who just want to build, again, more shoulder strength and kind of feel what it's like to be upside down without having to worry about, balance and falling over. So what we do, what this looks like, we're going to bring our feet to the wall, okay? So hips stacked right on top of the knees, shoulders right over the wrists. And then where your hands are at, you're going to drop your elbows down and switch them out. And then again, parallel, or if you like the palms together. I have a little lip on my wall, so I'm going to walk my elbows back just a little bit more. Okay, if you have a lip too, you can do that. So all you're going to do, push into the forearms and then lift your hips up. So you're in that dolphin pose on the wall, right? And then bend one knee and place the foot on the wall hip high. A good trick to know if you're hip high. If you look back at your knees, if your knees are touching, they're in line with each other, you're about hip high. So push back into the wall. So push into the foot to lift the other foot up. Okay, one of the main things I see happen a lot is when you get the one foot up, a lot of people, instead of pushing back, they start to push forward because they get scared, and then they start to slide down. So think about pushing back into the wall. And maybe your hamstrings allow it, straighten out the legs. Whee! Sock in the belly. You see how I'm kind of sinking into my shoulders and arching my back. Push into the arms. Draw the belly in tight. And then maybe you lift one leg up, bring it back, and then maybe you switch. Keep drawing the belly in nice and strong. Don't let that back leg swing too far. Keep control here. And then maybe bring it back. Bend the knees, walk it back down. Whee! It's a lot. That one's really, really intense on the shoulders. In fact, it's even more intense than the actual posture itself. So playing with option 3, which is getting into the actual pose. A lot of times I see as a teacher, people or students throwing themselves up at a wall just to get into it. And that's okay every once in a while. Throw yourself up. It's kind of fun. You want to feel what it's like. But what you don't want is to do it without any kind of self-awareness, body awareness, any kind of body control. You want to be able to learn the proper alignment and the engagement before you throw yourself up at a wall. So that one day, maybe when you try it without a wall, you're not teaching yourself a bad habit of, throwing yourself too far. So let's come on down. So we don't want to be so close to the wall. Give yourself a little space in case you do get up, you don't bounce right back. Okay, give yourself a little room here. Come onto those forearms. Again, you know the drill, what options work for you. Shoulders over the elbows. Tuck your toes and lift your hips up. So for here, we really want to walk those feet in as close as we can, getting the hips stacked over the shoulders. So maybe we lift the right leg up. Okay, the right leg is really active. It's super, super, super engaged. Okay, the front knee is your spring leg. It's got a little spring. It's got a little bounce, right? A little bend. And maybe this is all you want to do. This is enough. Totally fine. Or maybe you find a little hop. Okay, I like to kick my heel towards my butt. Okay, back leg active. Draw the belly in. Push the forearms away. Maybe your hop is here. That's totally fine. Okay. Maybe you hug that knee in. Keep thinking about core, drawing the belly in. Don't banana back. So if your hamstrings allow it, maybe instead of kick the heel to the butt, maybe you straighten the leg out. Maybe you find an L shape. Maybe you come to the wall. Maybe you have to use the wall for a minute. That's totally fine. Keep drawing the belly in. Don't worry about both legs getting up. If they do, squeeze the legs together. Draw the belly in. Coming down one leg at a time. It can be a lot to talk and do that at the same time. Woo! So relax the shoulders down, coming into that child's pose. If you're still playing with that, you're more than welcome to. Keep practicing those hops. If you're ready for Shavasana, you're more than welcome to take a Shavasana. I encourage you to take one. So if you are still hopping, you are more than welcome to continue playing with those different leg variations. It's super fun, right? Just being mindful again, we don't want to banana back here and just throw ourselves up at a wall. Keep drawing that belly in, strong core, legs are really active and we're pushing into the forearms. That way, you have those tools to come up to a wall with a lot more control, or even practice one day, away from the wall. And you'll have that body awareness and the tools you need to do that. So I encourage you guys that if you're not already, come into a Shavasana, take a real long one. You really need it. You worked so hard for it. So please go ahead and do that after this video if you'd like. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and joining me for our first inversion video. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a little thumbs up, leave a comment below. If you would like to get notified on the videos, subscribe and ring the little bell. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Thank you so much again. Namaste, my friends.